Good morning students, welcome to online class. This is Sheila, your computer application teacher. In last class, we saw looping structures. In that we saw for loop, for each, while loop and do while. What is for loop? What is all you had in for loop? You had initialization, test counter, increment and decrement. Good morning students, welcome to online class. This is Sheila, your computer application teacher. In last class, we saw looping structures. In that we saw for loop, for each, while loop and do while. What is for loop? What and all you had in for loop? You had initialization, test counter, increment and decrement. In it for initialization, I is equal to 0 and all is going to be your initialization. What about test counter? Test counter is used for condition. Initialization and increment and decrement is for adding up values, right? I is equal to I plus 1. For that we use increment and decrement operators, isn't it? For each is exclusively used only in PHP and is used for array concept, isn't it? What about while loop? While loop is used for entry level checking, isn't it? While condition, then you will have the code to be executed. Then do while is an exit level check. You will write the code to be executed. In the end, you will write while condition, isn't it? That is going to be your do while loop. Today we are going to see about forms and files, and this is going to be your 8th chapter. Fine. What is HTML forms? It is actually used for what? It is actually used for collecting the data from the users. Yes, you would have seen many types of applications, isn't it? You would have seen many types of forms that we usually fill. Yes, just have just try to remember your admission forms. Even for your admission, you would have filled up a form, isn't it? The same way, if it is going to be done through computer, if it is going to be computerized, what do? We use HTML forms. Yes, in that we will have text box, drop down box, radio buttons, etc. Fine. What is drop down box? Drop down box is actually used for choosing things from the list that we get. And what about radio button? Radio button is used for gender. Say for example, whether you are a male or a female, right? You cannot choose both, isn't it? You will be choosing only one. That is your radio button. And what about checkbox? Checkbox is actually used for selecting multiple items. In your radio button, you can choose only one, whereas in checkbox, you can choose many. And here, what do we do actually means, here in your HTML form, we collect the data through using your text box, drop down box, radio buttons, etc. And the data that we collect will be sent to the server using server-side programming language. Which is your server-side programming language? It is going to be your PHP. Very good. Now let us move on with the basic HTML form controls. What are all form controls we have? Text inputs, buttons, checkbox, radio buttons, file select and form tag. Yes, what is your buttons? Buttons is going to be for anything and everything that we fill in our computer. What we have? We have a button at the end, isn't it? OK button, cancel button, reset button, isn't it? On clicking on it, the action takes place accordingly, isn't it? And we already know what is checkbox and radio buttons. Fine. Just have a look at this picture. What does it say? You have a name, the pink color shade. In that you will write your name, and pizza topping is going to be your it is going to be your option buttons. Yes, it is going to be your option button. See, this is going to be your the circle, the round things are going to be your optional buttons. And pizza sauce, tomato is there, right? Tomato is going to be your drop down list. If you select there, what happens? You will get number of options. And the square buttons are going to be your square boxes are going to be your check buttons, check boxes. And delivery instructions, a big box is there. See, this is going to be your text box, and send my order is going to be a button. Is that clear, children? Now let us see forms and files. See, in your PHP concept, for your web development and PHP, you need forms and files, right? Yes, you can select more than one value from the HTML form. For what? You can select more than one value. For a checkbox, you can select more than one value. And radio button is very similar to your checkbox, but only one option can be chosen. I already told you, if it is going to be a gender, you cannot choose both male and female, isn't it? You can choose either male or female. That is going to be your radio button. What about file select? File select is used for selecting one file from the local machine to the server machine at a time. What do we do is, say for example, if I wanted to access Facebook, let us consider like this. If I'm going to access a Facebook, I'll be opening it in the client side, which is actually retrieved from your server. Or if I want to send a request, it will be sent from the client to the server. Yes. And in your form tag, you have two methods. One is going to be post and the other one is going to be get. Post is for sending, requesting. Get is for receiving. Fine. Now let us see basic PHP form handling. Now what we are going to do is, in the client side, we will be typing the contents. Say for example, I'm going to fill a form, right? Let it be the details of yours. Amy's work and all we used to do, isn't it? If you don't remember that, let us talk like this. You will be creating any account in a, say for example, it can be any social media. You will be creating an account, right? You will be opening a file, isn't it? So what happens when you open a file? You will have many text boxes, many options. In all that, you will be submitting all the details, isn't it? After submitting all the details, or after filling all the details, what we will do? We will be clicking on the submit button. Yes, once when we select the submit button, what happens is a form will be generated and it will be reaching your PHP file. Your server side. PHP, where is your PHP file actually? It is going to be in a server side. How it actually takes place? Under action attribute. See, all the input values are synchronized and sent to the server via two things. One is going to be post method, the other one is going to be get method. We already talked about action attribute, right? In that you have only two. One is going to be post, the other one is going to be get. What is your post method does? Post, the input data sent to the server with post method is stored in the request body of the client's HTTP request. What do we do? Whatever the contents is there in the client side. Client is we, right? Whatever we are typing will be sent and stored in our server side, isn't it? That is going to be post. What is generally post? Sending, isn't it? What about get? Receiving, isn't it? The input data sent to the server with post method via URL address is known as query string. All the input data that is visible by the user by clicking, after they click the submit button. See, all the input data that we are giving will be visible to the user after clicking the submit button. Let us see an example now. As we know, post method is going to be your request, isn't it? What and all you have in that? You're just going to have a form action. Form action is what? On it you're going to have welcome.php. It will move on to that file. And what it is going to be? It is going to be a request. What and all should be there? Your name. Name is going to be a input type is going to be text. Text means text box. Fine. And email. Email is also going to be an input. So that is also going to be a text box. Input type submit. Submit is a button. Fine. That's it. Now what happens? You have welcome.php is going to be your HTML file which is going to be imported. Then what do you have? You have a body. In that what have you written? Welcome echo post. Whatever we have written will be posted here. Fine. And your email address will be posted in return. It will be stored in the server. Fine. That is actually a request that is being sent from the client. Fine. See, have a look here. We sent name, Sethura, anything as a text box. See, your Sethuraman is going to be a text box. The email ID is going to be a text box. Submit is going to be a button. On entering all this, what happens? The input will be, the output will be like this. See, look at this. Welcome PHP. You wrote the post of name. Whatever there is the name that is being stored there will be printed here. And echo post of email. Whatever is being sent there will be posted here. Fine. Posting is whatever we are typing will be retrieved, received, will be stored. Fine. Whatever is stored will be displayed. Just have a look here for the program they have written the explanation. HTML file contains two text boxes. Yes, name and email. One button, one form tag. The remote server PHP is mentioned in the form tag under the action attribute. It is going to be a post attribute, right? In welcome.php, a file variable such as post and get collects the data and prepares the response accordingly. Next, eventually, the user will receive the output response in the client's machine browser screen. whose client? We are the client, right? When we post it, what happens? It will be stored in the server. On retrieving it, what happens? You can see the message that we have posted. Next, PHP form validation. Validation is a process of checking the input submitted by the user from the client machine. What is validation actually? Whatever data that we have submitted will be checked by the user from the client machine. There are two types of validation available in PHP. One is going to be client-side validation. The other one is going to be server-side validation. What is client-side validation? The validation that is made on the client side, on our side. Fine. The client validations are performed on the client's machine's web browser. Using what do we do this? What is it? Validation. We do it through JavaScript, your scripting languages. Yes. And also we use some attributes of your HTML. Fine. Next, what is server-side validation? After submission of data, validation is performed on the server side. What programming language do we use? Usually we use PHP, or we can use Active Server Page, or we can even use Java Server Page. Fine. But here we always use what? We use PHP. Client-side validation. Before sending the data to the server-side program, the programmer can write few validations from the browser in the client machine itself. What do we do? Before sending the details to the server side, we do certain validations in our browser itself, in our client machine itself. Yes, what do we do? How do we do what? We do it by adding some additional attributes. Yes, let us have a look at this code. What is actually written here? Input, required attribute in HTML. What is the form action going to be? It is going to be in welcome.php, which is your server program. What do we have here? You have a user code, username. Username is going to be a text box, and input type is going to be submit, which is actually simply a submit button. What do we do here is, you will just write the username and we'll check whether this is valid or not. Here we are writing, right, form action is equal to welcome.php. This takes only two actions. One is going to be post and the other one is going to be get. Now let us see files. File handling is a very important activity in your web application process. Yes, what sort of actions and all we perform? We perform opening a file, reading a file, closing a file, writing a file, appending a file and uploading a file. What is meant by opening a file? You will just open it. That's it. Yes, fopen is the syntax that we use for opening a file. It has two parameters, one for the file and the other one specifies in which mode the file has to be opened. Able to follow? We have two parameters here. One parameter is for opening a file and the other one is to check in which mode we have to open. Whether we have to open it for a read operation or we have to open it for a write operation. Have a look at the syntax. File object is equal to fopen, file name, read or write mode or die error message. Why do we have this die error message? If the file is not ready, if the file is not available, you will get an error message. Is that clear? You will have a file name. You have to specify whether it is going to be in a read mode or write mode. What is the difference between read mode and a write mode? Read mode, you can only read the file and you cannot make any changes in it. You cannot write anything in it. Whereas in a write mode, you can open a file, you can write whatever you want inside it. Yes, is that clear, children? Let us have a look at the example now. Have a look. What do you have here? My file is equal to my file. What do you have here? My file. This is going to be a file object. fopen is a syntax, and in that what we have given? We have given a file name called student.txt. Anything that is being written inside student.txt will be opened. In what mode are we opening it? We are opening it in read mode. Is that clear? In case if it is not available, you will get unable to open the file. Fread only reads the file from an open file. Is that clear? What is the syntax for fread? Fread of file object. The file size will be given along with the file name. See the example here. fread file my file and the file size of student.txt. What about close? Fclose is used for what? For closing an opened file. Whatever the file that we have opened, we will use fclose to close the file. How can we do it? We use fclose of file object. Your file object is going to be my file, isn't it? Have a look here. My file is equal to fopen of student.txt of r. This actually represents This actually represents that we are going to open a file called student.txt in a read mode. Fine. Now what are we going to do? We are going to close a file. For closing a file, what should we use? We should use file object. What is file object here? It is going to be my file. Now PHP write the file. Why do we use write file function? We use it for writing a file. What is the syntax for it? As usual for f read, what do we have? The same only is going to be here. You will have an object name comma your text. Yes, say for example, have a look at this program. What do we have here? My file is equal to, this is going to be your file object. This is going to be a file object. We are going to open a file called new school file .txt in a what mode? We are going to open it in write mode. In case if this file is not open, it is not available, you will get a message called unable to open file. Fine. What is the text we are having in it? Your school name. You will be writing it in your object, file object, and you will close it using f close my file. What is meant by appending? Any idea? Yes. What is meant by appending? Appending is nothing but you will already have a file. In that, if you want to add some data, I will be using a function called append. Already existing data, adding up data together in it, right? You will not add it anywhere in the front or anywhere in the middle. You will add it up only at the end of the file. Yes, that is going to be termed as what? Append. For appending a file, what is the syntax? What is the code that we use? File put contents. This is what is actually used for appending a file. See the syntax here. F put contents, file data, the mode that we wanted, and the context. Yes, here see we have appending a file parameters. What is a file? And the description. File required specifies the file to write to. If the file does not exist, the function will create one. Why do we use this? This just specifies which file we are going to write into, and if this file is not available, it creates a new one. What about data? Data is the content that we use for writing into a file. It can be a string, it can be an array, or a data string. What about mode? Mode is actually optional, whether it can be open or write to a file. Context, this is also optional. It specifies the context of the file handle. See, this is going to be the example for it. Text is equal to student ID, my file put under file underscore put underscore contents is going to be used for appending the files. Yes, in what file we are going to append? We are going to append the contents in logs.txt. Fine. And what we are going to upload? PHP end of the file, end of the line, file append. Where are we going to append it? We are going to append it in the end of the line. Fine. Next we have file upload. It is the best feature that is available to select one file from the local machine to the server machine. What are we going to do now? We are going to upload a file from the client to the server. Form tag is actually mentioned here, whether it can be post or get. And we have an encrypt attribute also, which can be multi-part form data. And your input tag mentions type is equal to file attribute, shows the input field as a file select control with a browse button next to the input control. The form above sends the data to the file called student photo upload.php. This is what they actually meant. This is actually used for uploading a photo in a file. Yes, we would have had all the contents already. Even in our ME's work, some photos will not be uploaded. We will be calling you, scanning the photos, and we will be uploading it, right? That is actually what? That is actually your uploading. See, in your server machine, what we have to do is, we have to search for file php.ini file, your file. In the server machine, what do? Is we will use file upload is equal to on in our directory that is available in our PHP. Yes, just have a look here, file upload.html. You will just upload form action. What are we going to do? We are just going to upload a photo. What are we going to do? The what method are we going to use? Post method. Post method means you will be sending the data from the client and the data will be stored in the server. And what sort of encryption type we use? Multi-part or form data. And you will be selecting the file, selecting the image. Yes, and you will be uploading file to. You will be uploading a file. You will be giving the name of the file and the ID of the file. This is used for uploading a file. First we check in the if condition whether the picture is available. In case if it is not available, it will show an error message. Else it will just show you the file name, the file size, and what sort of file that we use and what type of file are we using, the image types. Okay, and whether the name of the file can be from string lower to from upper to lower. Yes, and you can also give some extensions, JPEG, I mean your picture name .jpeg, PNG, all this. We will just add it up to show that it is an extension of it. And in case if it is not available, it is just going to show you an error message. Yes, it will just check for the condition. If this size is greater than this, it will not be uploaded. And if the file is not actually available, it will not be moved. And in case if there is no error, then what happens? The upload will be successful and you will get a message success. If not, you will get an error message. Yes children, with this lesson is over. Write your 2 marks, 3 marks and 5 marks in your classwork notebook and submit it on Wednesday without fail. Thank you children.